welcome to Howcee Productions Gospel. We are in the studios. Time is about 10 minutes to 11 on a Friday morning. We have a guest that's coming on. Hold on just a second here. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Mr. Fred, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, look here. We are live now on the radio, and I'm recording it on YouTube, and I would like for you to. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself, and then you introduce yourself, and you begin your story. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, and welcome to Freddie C. Howard. We're located at 231 6th Avenue here in BEATRICE, Alabama. I am one of the media persons for radio, getting out word for people that are incarcerated in prisons throughout America and their situation and their stories and the problems that they're having within the court system or with lawyers, whatever their problems are. We work with the National Association of Black Defenders, and we would like to get their stories out. And this was being recorded on YouTube. We have several platforms in which we will be streaming to. We will be streaming to Twit. We'll be streaming to several other platforms as we are recording here. We shall also be going to LinkedIn. We also will be going. We're going to go to LinkedIn now and bring that one up. All these different platforms that we'll be using. You can hear this broadcast and rebroadcast it and share it as well. Let's go to, we have 5 platforms that we'll be broadcasting to. We're going to YouTube now, and we're connecting with each one of these platforms. And my guest, he will introduce himself to you. You have the microphone, young man. Explain your name, what institution you are incarcerated at, and your situation in which you're going to. You talk as long as you like. Say what you need to say to get the word out about your case that we will be sharing with the folks there at the National Association of Black Defenders, as well as other places throughout the nation. You got the mic, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Honest to God, true. I really appreciate it, Ms. Honor. My name is Kevin Hopkins. Kevin is in Kevin Garnett, and my last name is Hopkins. That's UPKINS. I'm 41 years old. I'm incarcerated for armed robbery. I was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Now, the first and foremost, December 1st, 2022 will make 14 years that I've been serving under their life without parole sentence. Now, just give a synopsis of, what transpired. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from the west side of Atlanta. I'm from Bankhead, and just to, add a little footnote, growing up, as a young black male in an environment, such as Bankhead, you coming up in an environment, you don't have much schooling because, the single parenthood, having to go work and then leaving a kid in someone else's attendance, and the kids being influenced by social media and things of that nature. This is what's going on today, but social media wasn't going on during my time. But the point that I'm trying to make is I was a product of my environment, and I came up doing what everybody else was doing. But I was a kid who isolated myself and always gave things thought. Now, as far as this case particularly, it's the Security and Finance Bank west of Atlanta, probably about 40-45 minutes. A town I never been to. Like, my dealings in the street, selling drugs and whatnot had led me to going to prison. And during that first stay in prison, I knew right then that this is something that I didn't want to indulge in. I had to switch, my game plan. And it just so happened at the time, people like Young Dro or Young Jock, people I grew up with, went to school with or something like that. I'm seeing them on the TV or Shout It Low. People doing their thing in the music. So that's what, brought my attention towards music. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on this. I had made it home in 2008, from that drug offense, and instantly, took to messing with the music. While I was down, I had met an associate by the name of Anthony Cox. Anthony Cox got acquainted. He was into the music, and I told him that, we link up, in the future, we can do something together. So, like I said, in 2008, I made it home. Instantly, I go to doing my music. I'm in the studio. I talk to people around my neighborhood, getting everybody on board. Next thing you know, I'm doing shows. I'm performing in different. To my amazement, I'm winning. I'm winning contests, showcases, and I wind up bumping into Anthony Cox. So we get, into the groove, and I'm learning the business. I don't know much. But, over the course of kicking it, his demeanor and the things he was doing and doing caused me to, cut ties with, long story short. Okay, I say approximately 5 months after cutting ties with him, he's saying several agencies, 3 to be exact, from Paulding County to Douglasville, even my hometown, Fulton County, for separate incidents. Like with Paulding County, I was ruled out as a suspect in that incident after the detective, conducted their investigation. Fulton County, their case was dismissed. I'm in the holding tank waiting to go home in Fulton County, and next thing you know, Douglasville, Douglas County, Georgia, Sheriff Department pulled up, to arrest me. No arrest warrant. I'm asking questions even about the Social Security number. I'm telling them that it's I never been out there before, so I gotta be the wrong person. So eventually we leave and get there, and I've been arrested ever since. That was December 1st, 2008. A week, and probably like a day later after I had got arrested was when they had issued, when they had filed an arrest warrant with the clerk office. So Douglasville came to Atlanta, Georgia to arrest me, then bring me back to Douglasville with no arrest warrant, and a warrant didn't get filed, and a warrant didn't get filed till like a week and a day later. So, moving on, I hired the attorney, Dennis Shire. He had handled one of Gucci Mane's most serious cases. Got him up, a good deal. Okay. But because of the fee, I couldn't keep up with him. So I switched up and hired, this white lady named Jennifer Knight. She was communicating, working with me. I don't know much, so, she working with me though. So, I hired her. I went to trial. I lost. It changed me to life without parole. I hired a kill secret. At this stage, I'm trying to learn. So I'm trying to get my attorney to be a teacher too, which you don't hire them for it, but because I didn't get that kind of, no kind of response from a kill secret, I switched up attorneys on. And I went and hired Kenneth Muhammad. And that was the big, one of the biggest mistakes I made too, because hiring him, he totally lied under oath. I had gave him money to hire an expert, to look into fingerprint evidence. And he claimed that he had done it. He had hired an expert. And as a young African American, Mr. Freddie, we don't understand law, how to apply it in the court setting. So, when you get in there trying to talk in a normal, way, like how you used to at home, they'll cut you off, and then that'll cause for, you to get frustrated and confusion. So, with that being said, I had an issue in reference. One of my biggest issues was fingerprint evidence. Like I said, they had convicted me. Now, I want to get into the issue. Now, the overlap of the story is they said that Security Finance Bank was robbed May 2nd, 2008. Oh, yeah, you can go to my YouTube channel under Kevin Upkins to see the documentary that I put together. I was more eloquent, in elaborating there. It's about 10 minutes and 33 seconds. But, I had to sit down and put it together while I was talking. But, it was a Security Finance Bank that was robbed. No video footage, no money. I think it was on one person inside the business during the time of the robbery. And this business sit inside a plaza. There was a store, a barbershop, and like a motorcycle or go-kart, they sell material like that. So how is there no video footage? No video feed of me. No video feed of a weapon. Nobody was hit in the head. Nobody was shot. No, but I'm told with armed robbery, what is a weapon? There's no weapon on evidence. So how can I be charged with armed robbery? In Georgia, armed robbery consists of 3 elements: intent to commit theft, taking the possession of another, and use of an offensive weapon or replica. There is no evidence of a weapon, in this case. No video footage, no nothing. And then, another issue with Taylor, the manager, the person who was inside doing the robbery. Her credibility is zero. She's a white lady. Her name is Tammy James. Reason why I say her credibility is zero, because my attorney had went to the business several times and talked to this woman to investigate. Because, I'm trying to clear my name. So, we trying to gather some facts, time so we can, so I can get, get my defense together for trial. The woman did not even want to talk to my attorney. How could you not want to seek the truth? And then her initial, well, it started with the 911 call. She like, this Tammy Jane, she been wrong. Please send help. So when the detectives get there, well, during the call to 911, dispatch asked her, can she give a description after she clarified that they were gone? She said 2 African American males wearing white T-shirts. So the dispatcher pushed for more information. She like, I don't know, just please send help. So when the detectives get there, they canvass the scene. You know, they even get a statement from her. And I have a copy of every document that's needed in my case. Anything that I speak on, I can prove without a shadow of doubt now. The only difference between now and then was I had no understanding what my rights consisted of. I didn't know how to present a defense, and I solely depended on what the attorneys were telling. Today I'm certified as a paralegal. So, you know, that's how I obtained the skills to, you know, retract and, you know, look at the narrative that they put up and then look at my rights, the laws, and then now I'm trying to correct them. So, so when the detective get there, you know, get a statement from her, you know, it's pretty much the same. You know, 2 African American males, you know, wearing white shirt. Okay, I have tattoos. I have goals in my mouth. You know, I got distinctive looks to when you see me, you're gonna have a remembrance of something. They say they didn't wear masks. You know, she said they didn't, you know, there were no gloves or nothing. So, secondly, the detective, you know, took the drawers from that held the money and the checks, took the door handle, you know, fingerprinted the counter. Now these are stationary items. My print is nowhere. You know, they say that the robbers had jumped the counter, you know, around through the drawers and you know, took money and checks and all that. So they, you know, these are stationary items. My print is nowhere. Now, they said 3 personal checks and a money order was dropped to the ground while the perpetrators were leaving. And that was, you know, examining his evidence. Now the checks, now the GBI conclusion was, well, now the detective narrative was that on that day he received the evidence from the scene. He placed them in a bag and turned them in at the drop box at the sheriff department for the evidence processor to come, you know, pick up to process the check so they can later fingerprint. I mean, you know, check the APIS system for fingerprint. But during cross-examination during trial, we learned that the detective had got the evidence that day as to where he packaged it in. There is no clue because the packaging was not available, you know, at the day of trial. But what the evidence processor had put the checks in was available. You know, and the detective had the checks in his possession from the day of the incident, which was May 2nd, 2008, till May 16th, 2008. So 2 whole weeks, these paper items sit in the detective's possession. No proof of location, no proof of preservance, no proof of, you know, temperature. Because, you know, this is the only, you know, real evidence in this case. All right. So they 2 weeks later, you know, like the evidence process to get him on May 16th. He began the process on May 27th. Okay, so now they're ready to be ran through the APIS machine, the APIS system. That's the automatic fingerprinting integrated system. So if you had your fingerprint in the system before, when that print get ran, it's going to make a hit to whoever it belongs to. But now this is the investigation that the detective did, at least what they claim they did. Every person who owned one of the, every person who owned the check or the money order that was received, they investigated. Okay, neither one of the owners who, now remember there were 3 checks and a money order. Not one owner, now you got 3 checks and 1 money order. So there's 4 owners. Not to mention 2 of the owners having an agent like a husband and a granddaughter and a daughter to, deliver the check to the business, to make their payment. Then you have the bank telling whoever received the check that day. Yet they claim that no print was available on no item except mine. But now here go the issue with the fingerprint. Now that was the chain of evidence that I just spoke on. Now I'm about to speak on chain of custody. Now after the evidence processor had the checks ready for running through the system, instead of running it through Miss Gaines, who was APHIS certified in Douglasville at the time, his testimony to why she didn't run the prints was because she was helping surrounding counties. But that don't make sense. How can you help surrounding counties if your department isn't situated? So that didn't make sense. But they skipped her and waited till like nearly 7 months later to send it off to GBI. Now, GBI isn't aware of everything that just took place with this evidence. Now, the detective in this case dropped the evidence off at GBI on October 21st. Yeah, October 21st, 2008. So being in the Dropbox. So now the evidence expert at GBI got to come to that Dropbox to get the evidence. Now, again, because like somebody had came in and told me it was a distraction, so they had thrown me out. But okay, the detective put the checks to GBI October 21st. And September 9th, which was approximately a month, before that, someone had went inside the envelope holding those checks. The reason how we know because, every time someone go in the envelope to deal with the check, they got to sign the date now. But on September 9th, which was approximately a month prior to when GBI received them, someone had went inside the envelope to deal with the check and then signed the name. So,
go ahead, you're dropping off.
I mean, the envelope to deal with the check. My attorney, the district attorney office wasn't aware either. Hey, sir.
Yeah, I'm still
something going on. I have to go.
Okay.
Could you give me like 10 minutes?
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Look at. Do me one more favor. You still there? Okay. We are in the midst of interviewing Kenny. He's incarcerated there in the state of Georgia, and he's going to be coming back to us in about 10 minutes. We've had the opportunity to sit here and listen to his case and the situation in which he is having problems with his case. We are going to be analyzing this and preparing it for publication. He's also a paralegal right now. He has, from the time that he went into prison, he has did some things to better himself, to understand the ins and outs of the legal system. And that is one of the things that 99% of young black men and women that are incarcerated, they don't know how to operate within the legal system. They are left to the mercy of lawyers. He had a situation where he had 3 lawyers. One appeared to be okay, and then one that had him at first, then another had him the second time. Then the third one was a man that actually lied under oath about not under oath, but lied to him about when he was seeking to have the attorney get expertise in certain situations of the law to explain them cases. And the lawyer claimed he had done those things and actually had not did anything at all. He have experienced in this time that he has been incarcerated the injustice of lawyer and how they treat black people. In other words, black people are at the mercy of unscrupulous attorneys and judges, and in other words, they are just a cash cow for them to make money off of. We are going to go to his YouTube channel. We're going to go back and listen to and get his full name and go to YouTube and add that to this particular presentation. You'll listen to Howcee Productions Gospel Internet Radio. Our program is called Good Morning BEATRICE, Alabama, 36425. And we are right now talking to an inmate that is incarcerated in the state of Georgia. I am a media contact person for the National Association of Black Defenders, and what I do as a person that cooperates with the National Association of Black Defenders out of Washington is I listen to inmate cases. I listen to do inmate interviews that feel that they have been unfairly or being abused and so forth, the legal system in the United States. And I, in turn, listen to those interviews and their conversations and what their situation is. And I, in turn, turn them over to the National Association of Black Defenders. The National Association of Black Defenders out of Washington, D.C. And we are on their page right now. And the home page, and it is all about the information and how Black people deal with this situations in America and wherever in the world that they feel that they are being unfairly treated. The National Association of Black Defenders Incorporated is located at 1717 Pennsylvania Avenue, Suite 1025, Washington, D.C., 20006. You can call them at 202-993-8514. They are also located at 66 West Flagler Street, 9th floor, Miami Beach, Florida, 33130. The National Association of Black Defenders legal line is 202-559-8589. Some of the areas that they deal with, and primarily what I am focused with getting information and on these recordings and forwarding it to the National Association of Black Defenders Incorporated, is criminal justice and prison reform. Criminal justice and prison reform. And they deal with things with how can we help prison reform, get involved in criminal justice reform, and advocacy is a means of influencing your community and elected officials to embrace issues you care about. Okay. Are you back? Hey, young man. Yeah, I'm still here, Kenny. Hey, Kenny.
I didn't think you were gonna be here. Like they had it in their senator today.
Yeah. Hey, look here.
A box of pizza.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
I need you to spell your name for me one more time. I'm sorry I didn't get it before because I was finna go to YouTube. Okay, hold on. Let me turn the page over. Hold on just a minute. I need you to spell your name real slow so I can get it down, and I'm gonna go to YouTube. And what I'm gonna do, your document that you made on YouTube, I'm gonna add it to this. In fact, whenever we get through talking, the first thing I'm gonna do is go to YouTube and play that and record it and add it to your comment about your situation and your legal case. Go ahead, spell it for me, please.
K.
Okay.
E-D-I-N. That's Kevin.
K-E-D-I-N.
Yes.
Okay.
My last name is Upkins. U-P-K-I-N-S.
Okay, I got it. So I can go to YouTube, type that in, and that'll take me to your documentary that you made.
Yes.
All right, I'll add that to this interview. I just got through talking about who I am and what I do for the National Association of Black Defenders. And what I do is I do just what I'm doing here now: interview inmates that are incarcerated in the penal system in the state of in America, wherever they are incarcerated, and I in turn turn it over to the National Association of Black Defenders for about that focus on criminal justice and prison reform. Okay, now that we have tied everything together on your brief step away to deal with what you had to deal with, you can continue now. You got the mic. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I was just elaborating on the process that transpired with the Douglas County Sheriff Department sending the evidence that 3 money orders, 3 checks in the money order to GBI there. Okay, so it's clear there is a breakage within the chain of evidence and a breakage within the chain of custody involving these checks. I know I gotta elaborate on more with the victim Tammy James, who was at the business, because I want y'all to just think I'm just saying her credibility is zero. I'm finna give you reasons to why on that. But back with these checks or whatever, I paid Kenneth Muhammad. Well, I paid for an expert for trial. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about that, Mr. Freddie, before these checks even got to that phase.
Okay, go ahead.
Now the issue is that there is a breakage within the chain of evidence and chain of custody. So naturally, any good lawyer would move the court, most of the court, to suppress the evidence. Because you acting on, being a good defender. What the defense that I had, all my attorney did was just, these items don't have the integrity. They just don't. They don't have the integrity, y'all. But she said the right thing, but when it came to, defending me, you're not motioning the court, you're not putting this issue before the court so the judge could rule on it. You know what I mean? At least do your job as far as defending me. If the judge don't agree and then, deny the motion, then I can take that up with the appeal court. But I didn't even get, and now be mindful, I'm not aware what my rights are, how to present a defense. Pretty much like 95% of the urban Black American, community. So going off into the appeal phase, this one, like I said, I wound up hiring Kenneth Muhammad. So, these attorneys, they go to school for psychology as well. So when people see you in the interrogation room and they see you holding your head down and leading, all that play on the psyche. Attorneys, are well as well. So they know we don't know much, and we hanging on everything that they tell us. So, like again, on the appeal, I gave Kenneth Muhammad $1,100 extra because on the day of trial. Now let me tell you, this happened the day before trial. I started trial January 27, 2010. January 27, 2010 when trial had started. The evening prior to the trial, I had not seen none of the checks, none of the money orders, none of that. And we had been asking, I had been complaining about, our discovery. I even filed a compilation motion with several motions in it, for my defense. My attorney never adopted any of the defenses. Because I did my own thing, but I didn't know if you got an attorney, you can't file motions on your own behalf. The judge not going to accept them. So these same defenses I had in these motions had my attorney adopted those defenses, even though I didn't even understand it, because you had to be your house lawyer. But had those defenses been adopted, I wouldn't even be in it though. So my attorney told it this the overall issue here. The defenses that were available to my attorneys abandoned them. So Tammy James, the victim Tammy James, she in her testimony, because she testified at trial, this is the issue that I had with her. Now she's supposed to be neutral. She's supposed to be the victim. This is what she did. Okay, you remember I was telling you the day that detectives had canvassed the scene after the 911 call. What I did tell you was it was two witnesses that they claimed that they had spoken with and had received a statement from. Alexander Graham and Ashley, I forgot her last name. But Ashley gave a statement of a white SUV and, some blue jeans, shorts, and t-shirt. And Alexander, he gave a statement about the height, hair, style, and, other descriptions. Now, check this out. They give us discovery. So I won't be. I even tell my attorney, man, find who these folks see them. Because I don't even know if they even exist. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to reach out to them so get my attorney to go investigate them so, find out what, But I could not locate these people. But I have their statement in my, discovery saying this stuff. On the day of trial, they didn't testify. But the victim, Tammy James, came in court and sat on the stand and testified to everything that they had wrote in their statement as if it was her own testimony. So the jury was not aware that the details that she given were never her own. You know, they were adopted from the statements in those two statements that were submitted. And, you know, the detective even threatened my wife at the time. You know, she worked for Homeland Security, you know, at the time for more than 20 years. Integrity is, you know, a big portion of their job. They can't have too many speeding tickets. Because she was who I with. I met her on the day of the incident. You know, it's ironic, but the day of the incident, when it actually happened, well, I was in East Point, over there by Cleveland Avenue. I had just met her earlier that day because I had to do a show I had performed, you know, and so, you know, this, you know, it's the overall gist thing. But Mr. Freddie, and in Georgia, they have a thing with these indictments. Oh my God. It's a guy named Paul, I forgot his last name. I was looking on YouTube and he was speaking about how he got convicted in 81 for a life sentence on the murder offense. And his indictment had got ruled as being null and void after like 20-something years. He made it home.
Hey, Kevin,
yes.
I'm on your YouTube page and I see 4 videos here. Is that video about this guy that you're trying to name, Paul? Is he in which one of the video? I see the one that says Kevin's audio phone call with Demetia Bishop for freedom.
Yeah.
I see the one that says documentary how I was charged with armed robbery.
Yeah.
And then I see
now Paul, he's not on. He has his own YouTube page. Like I was just speaking on the fact that I had spoke. I had.
You had talked to him. Okay. Yeah, I got you now.
Page, and he spoke on the issue that I'm about to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
About these indictments being null and void.
Yeah.
And the way he described his indictment is the exact way mine looked. He said there was nothing on the indictment. Only thing that on the face of my indictment, it says original. Now in Georgia, when it started with the United States Constitution. And when you read the United States Constitution, it starts out with the people. So they let you know right then and there, that's where the power is generated from the people. So what the system does, they locate, you know, like if a crime happened in a certain jurisdiction, that county, you know, deal with that officer, you know, in reference to jurisdiction. So then a grand jury is called upon, and they hear the evidence, you know, from the district attorney's office. At that point, they'll then, you know, submit whether it's enough evidence for the state to prosecute the case or not. They totally skipped that procedure involving, you know, with my case. It's the Fifth Amendment, right to the United States Constitution.
Okay, you're saying that's a violation of the Fifth Amendment. Okay, in other words, for your case that they arrested you at Fort and got you charged on, they did not give the jurisdiction where you located, where it originated, or nothing.
Like in the indictment, they listed it, but you know, when you're speaking on these constitutional violations, the Fourth Amendment is when they came to Atlanta and arrested me, and then took me back to Douglasville, Georgia, without an arrest warrant. And that was a Fourth Amendment violation. So you need probable cause to search or seize anyone. You know, and then overall, the probable cause stem from this guy, Anthony Carr. Now, the state never acknowledged Anthony Carr. But he is the person who involved me. I know this because you have 3. He's the only person I was dealing with at that time. Because I didn't kick with many people. I was focusing on family and duty.
Okay.
You know, 3 months after being released, I had met my baby mom. A month and a half later, she was pregnant. And probably a couple months after that, we were married. I was doing good, you know, music. So, it's just a lot. It's a lot going on with this case, and we just don't know how to think shit. And then when we do wrong, get wrong the way they do us in court, we don't know the proper way, the proper procedure, to take. Like they give you these court dates to go on them, these scheduled court dates. But if you go in there on that scheduled court date and you don't argue to know what is potential for the purposes of arguing at that actual court date appearance, then you wasting, your time, not the court, because they're going to try to do what they do. You got to provide the best defense available. And my attorney, they were walking me to the slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Kenny Muhammad $1,100 to hire an attorney. He came to my habeas court because they so used to us being stupid behind the walls and not doing no study. He didn't think I was going to come in there after being certified as a paralegal and, questioning him the way I was.
Okay, and what's his, what was it, Muhammad's first name?
Kenneth. He ran out with little Boosie. Boosie Bad, he ran out with $70,000 of Boosie money. I had got on Boosie page and said a comment, but he didn't reply. His name is Kenneth Muhammad. He a light-skinned dude.
Kennie?
No, Kenneth.
Do it again for me, please. I'm sorry.
Kenneth.
DTH?
Yeah.
Okay. DTH. Okay, the reason why it's so difficult on here, my disability is military loss of hearing from working on high-speed aircraft and stuff. Okay, go ahead.
I gave Kenneth Muhammad $1,100 to hire me, but I had understood how they paid me. The first expert I had, I did an ex parte hearing, the judge granted me an expert. But seeing how nasty they was in that county jail and how they do people, I said, I'm gonna hire my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I hired Robert McNair. And the day before trial, my trial lawyer, Jennifer Knight, she did not go to the judge and put up a protective motion to keep my expert private and safeguarded. True, the evidence got to stay in the possession of the state. But when you go to the judge and request things like that, protective guards and measures are set up. So being that my attorney didn't do that, within minutes of her consulting with my expert, I wanted them to do an examination. I don't know what she was talking about, a consultation. I wanted to review the checks to tell me if they mind or not. I don't even know how that consultation got into the equation about the evidence. I wanted the examination, but within minutes of them talking, the district attorney interrupted them and then served the subpoena on my expert. So when I went to trial, we started the next day, I had no expert. So I got experts testifying, and I ain't got it's a scientific case. Why I don't have a scientific expert? I haven't even had a second opinion yet. That's a violation of the United States Constitution right. Denying me an expert. Then I hired Kenny Muhammad, gave him the $1,100, and he lied and say that he hired an expert. Now, my ex-wife, she, on her job, a friend knew a retired fingerprint expert. He later paid, but for like 6 to 8 months, he was welcome to look at the evidence. I even told Kenny about it and wondering why he put some footing around. Okay, I find out the guy paid. And then I have my habeas corpus here. I asked him, I said, I got the transcript in here too. I also have my transcript on email so it can be sent to you. It's 4 files. I got all the documents that can be sent email. So what his name? Yeah, Kenny Muhammad. I said, did I gave you $1,100 to hire an expert, didn't I? He said, yeah. I said, did you hire an expert? He said, yeah. I said, what was the result? He said, he found out the prince belonged to you. So at that point, God is quiet. So then I said, could you tell me what the expert name? Well, first I got into the expert that I told him about. How he claimed he was going to use it but never did. Then I was like, okay, what's the expert name you hired? He didn't know. I like, you know a number? He can't remember. I like, what he look like? You know, he couldn't tell me anything. Wow. I'm like, did you give me a report saying that the pet belonged to me? No, I don't believe I did. Did I even know you hired? You know, because I didn't even know he claimed to hire. I just found it at the Howcee Productions here. So this what's going on. I'm talking about, Mr. Fred, I've been in here 14 years on what I just gave you a rundown on. Mm-hmm. A town I never been in a day in my life. Mm-hmm. Now you look at my track record, you will see, you know, I rolled through, you know, Counterton Road, Bankhead, you know, I push out towards Decatur, Oakland City, Chambly, Doraville. I don't go out that way.
Mm-hmm. So you're in there 14 years for armed robbery.
Under a life without parole sentence. No weapon, no evidence.
And the evidence that they have is what would you say, 3 checks and a money order? Yeah. That got your fingerprints on, but ain't nobody else's fingerprints on it.
Oh no, see, that's the thing. I know my fingerprint isn't on these checks. Mm-hmm. But look at what they took me through to keep me from having a proper examination of the evidence.
Yeah.
They took it through.
Oh,
or break it within chain of custody.
Okay,
so
and that
they do what they are required to do to preserve evidence.
Right.
He didn't even turn it in within a reasonable time. He waited 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that evidence hold on just a minute. That evidence thing that was to check your blueprint, what you call it, GDI? GDI?
Oh, GBI, that's the Georgia Bureau Investigation.
Oh, JBI. Okay, I got it. I thought that was it. Okay.
So then when they sent it to the GBI, it was after the envelope that was holding me in.
Yeah.
After they had been entered. And we can't, GBI, I don't know all that happened. Right, so the GBI called my name out saying that the press belonged to me. Mm-hmm. I ain't tripping about they exam, you know, what their result was. I'm not tripping about that. Mm-hmm. Because they don't know everything that these items had went through.
Yeah.
You know, every time I try to get my expert to go, my lawyer to go get the examination and do all this, because I know that's what it relied on. I'm feeling like, okay, once we do this, they ain't me. They'll let me go. Man, these folks were trying to make this. They trying to make this shit fit. Mm-hmm. And because I had 11 white and 1 black on my jury.
11 whites. Let me make a note of this jury composition. 11 whites. Man. 11 whites.
And probably.
And 1 black.
And probably 2 of them within their 20s.
Okay, hold on a second. You said 11 whites and 1 black on the jury.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. I got that.
And the detective.
Yeah.
He tried to threaten my baby mom. After she found out I was arrested. Mm-hmm. You know, she called trying to find out what's up. Trying to tell her what she had her check. Everybody was in cahoots. The public defender, my lawyer gave my baby mom gave her check still showing that she was off that day. because I was in East Point when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she gave it to the lawyer. Somehow it didn't wind up in trial. It just there was a lot going on. Like everybody was playing the role in it.
Okay, now that evidence was the proof that you wasn't at the crime that they said you committed.
Yes, sir.
Because you was with her.
Exactly.
And she works for Homeland Security?
Yes, sir. She still works there today, so at this point, it's more than 25 years.
Woo. Go ahead, son. Go ahead, man.
So now check this out. I've been in the system. I've been through you now. So my address is in the system. Now, the thing is, if a person becomes a suspect or you on your radar, you want to question them, find out their alibi. You want to, learn, do some investigative work before, going on measures to arrest the person.
Mm-hmm.
My address is on record. I'm over there off of Bankhead on Mango Circle. You know what I mean? They can find me easily when you type my name in. Their address don't come up. I still have people to this day. Matter of fact, my grandma been in that house longer than when she passed now. So, but my people been in that house over 60 years. I'm only 41. And we still have people there today. So if you were looking for me and wanted to question me about anything, you could have found you. Located me. Because at the time, I had done got married, so I was staying in Forest Park. But my name and address is on my license. So he say he discovered in the preliminary stage, he said he go on the database, he see that I had a license, so he know where I live with my wife. They tried to make no contact. They didn't attempt to make no contact to find out what's what.
Yeah.
But when my wife contacted him, then told her, what's up. So we like, well, I know you lying because his fingerprints is all over that business. So you come in here to get that statement, I'm going to rip you. And so he thought he was going to steal, which he did, because she didn't go give the statement, but she did testify at trial. But, he was trying to run off with it. These detectives, they do. And he even admit, I'll tell you though, it's just so much, Mr. Freddie, dealing with this case. And I'm telling you, I'm not even trying to blow it out of proportion. I wouldn't even embarrass my family like that going Front Street.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't embarrass my family going Front Street. And hey, tell you. Yeah, so it just like I said, it was just so much going on with this case, Mr. Freddie. And it's like I believe they had targeted me though because they had saying that I was helping a lot of guys in the dormitory I was in.
With your paralegal stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't know none of that time. We had a book. We had a book, criminal trial printing book, and it's better for us, do something versus, I was just trying to show the people, it's better to try to do something versus just sending it up, laying your feet out to, man, you gotta fight, man. These folks ain't playing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mr. Freddie, they doing wrong. And I just gotta keep it real here.
Mm-hmm.
If I came to you with an empty potato chip bag and I had 100 of them, and I say, hey, Freddie, give me $20 a bag. And I told to you like it had some value. If you believe and you paid it, do you expect me to say, after doing all that, to say, well, now these bags ain't worth $20, man. No, just give me a penny a bag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the state doing.
Yeah.
Because all they want to do is just create a number for statistics to try to sway the people when it comes time to vote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been to the state capitol, so the state can in Georgia, they know who I am. Mm-hmm. They ain't even have nothing on record, and, you know, for legislation in this state. You know, I had, you know, on the help of Anton Paul, they, you know, he worked with Biden administration. You know, we went introducing, you know, ideas and legislation, and rounding up the lobby with, you know, the House of Rep and the state Senate. You know, try to you know, get some fairness with these laws. You know, so we got to indulge in the fight case. Everybody wants the benefit, but don't want to put in no work.
Yeah, I got you.
And I understand it now, because, like, I'm a big fan of that dude Charleston White. Mm-hmm. And really, like, his delivery don't be on point, but like he say, he's going character mode. Yeah. You see what the internet did. All he do is get on there and tap in with people's emotions, and he let them know he's a law-abiding citizen. He don't live by the rules that street people live by, so you can't force him to live under those rules. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, and then people be trying to go, you know, Front Street on him. Mm-hmm. And it's against the law. Mm-hmm. So he's making an example showing people what the real world like, instead of being hypnotized by these rap videos. So me being a street person, having that respect that I do have around the city and, you know, down the road where I'm at, I want to utilize that attention, you know, this you know, the attention people give me to, you know, try to educate the people and motivate them to, you know, strive for something better. Okay. You got to imagine what the percentage is like in a place like where I'm at.
Okay, what's the name of your institution where you are incarcerated at?
It's spelled W-A-R-E.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on just a second. Hold on just a minute. Let me go back to my front page. Okay, now what is it again?
W.
Okay.
A-R-E. Ware State Prison.
Ware State. Oh, okay.
Department of Justice not too long ago just left them down here.
Yeah, they inspected the prison.
Oh, they did more than inspect. They got a full-fledged investigation going, you know, due to the death and inhumane, you know.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm an ex-correctional officer for the state of Alabama, and the prison that I worked in was Holman Correctional Facility is in Atmore, Alabama. Death Row, Alabama's Death Row prison. Well, look here, Kevin. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over your information, and what I'm going to do, as I've been listening to you, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to it probably several times, and I'm going to highlight points and stuff that I need further understanding. Because, see, when I finally bring it all to the National Association of Black Defenders, it's going to be your words brought to me, an advocate for the National Association of Black Defenders for criminal justice reform, and then I will, present it to the National Association of Black Defenders. And all I'm going to be trying to do, Kenny, is get public awareness of your case. Okay. That's my job, to interview and talk like we talking here now. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you give the National Association of Black Defenders any money to take your case?
No.
Okay, well, don't do that. Don't do that. Just continue to communicate with me. Don't give me no money either now. Because I haven't got paid for anything that I do. I'm a freelance. You know, I pay my own radio stuff. I don't be getting no money for what I do. You know what I mean? I do it because I like to do it. You know what I'm saying? May think I'm crazy. I ain't rich either.
But I did pay the membership fee.
Oh yeah, yeah. I paid the membership fee as well. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I'm glad you said that too, Freddie. You think you can help? You know, it lead me in the right direction as far as like how to monetize my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and stuff.
Do I have what now?
Any kind of information or advice on what I can do to learn how to monetize my social media site.
Oh, you mean so you can get a website or something like that?
See, look, I just purchased a DistroKid page.
Mm-hmm.
On the YouTube channel, I have 2 music videos that I did.
Yeah. Oh, you want to get paid for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay.
I got a lot of music that I want to put together and ideas because I want to educate the Black community. And sometimes it takes for that ratchet, that look, you know, when people know you got that background for them to really just hear you out. Okay, well, look here. Listen. Not to make no money for me. In other words, you want to use your information, say for instance, like what you've been talking to me about for the last how long? Let me see. Let me go back at the time. How long we've been on? We've been on 1 hour and 5 minutes. Okay, what you want to do? You want to monetize what you're doing, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know all about it because see, one of the problems when folks tell me, and that's close to me, Mr. Howard, I've been at this stuff doing it for 20-some years, not particularly this, but different stuff with music and stuff. Mr. Howard, you need to monetize your stuff. So I'm telling you, that's my weakness too, Kevin. You know?
And then it's like what they do is it's how they set their pages up.
Yeah.
And then you gotta get a certain amount of streams, you know, for that money. And then you gotta check at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I understand how they work.
Yeah.
But I don't know the setup, how it's registered. I'm on this app called Video.
Yeah. Okay. I tell you what I'm going to do. Is from my perspective, is that I'm going to try to find out how it works, and I'm going to seek and I find somebody that's an expert at it, that's willing to take the time to talk me through it, so I can in turn tell you. But I tell you what I will do. This is for not no money from you, but say for instance, like this platform that you got here now, I can go online, just like I'm going online now with on 4 or 5 different platforms, and you can lay out. You can call it session 1, American Criminal Justice. You do it however way you want to. You see what I'm saying? And I will record it and post it. Okay. If later years or however there is something, if you want to give me something, that's up to you. And what we saying now is on record and it's being recorded. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. But here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna take your video that I just got through. Your recording, and go back and listen to it. But before I listen to it, I'm gonna add all of these platforms that you got here. You got one for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The longest one for 10 minutes and 34 seconds, then one for 4 minutes and 1 second, then one for 4 minutes and 40 seconds. All of these pertaining to you and information that you want to get out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put all of them on there. So this thing probably end up being almost close to 2 hours long. Yeah, because I'm at 1:08. No, it'll probably be a minute. It'll be almost 2 hours. But anyway, I'll record it.
As a matter of fact, to help you out with the best one, let me see. It's the four main ones on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I'm talking about the video.
Yeah. Okay. While you're doing that, what I need you to do, I'm gonna give you my email. You got a pencil?
Hold on.
Okay. Okay, my email is Freddie C. Howard @gmail.com.
I say it again.
Freddie, FREDDIE Howard HOWARD @gmail.com. Now that's my email. And what I need you.
Freddie C. Howard @gmail.com.
That's my email address. And what I need is them lawyers. Every one of them, start with the first one all the way down to the last one that you got now. And give me their name and what they were dealing with and the end results, or whether they lied to you, whether they, whatever they did. Just be, you got to go into no detail, but just be brief. Yeah, because I'm just going to show a pattern of lawyers' abuse and milking the system and sucking money. And just like they doing you, they doing that to millions of black folks.
Exactly. See, it ain't even the state. The state the enemy, so they gonna try you anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like a defense that these attorneys are putting up.
Yeah.
Because they chasing the money.
That's
they
it.
They taking on hundreds of cases.
And ain't got time for one.
Knowing they don't have the manpower to do the research.
Yeah.
So on the day of court, they try to go in there and freestyle.
Yeah.
Just popular really. Sometimes they just sending you out. Completely sending you out.
Yeah. And just like they did on them hiring export, knowing they hired no export, can't remember his name. Nothing about him. Can't what he looked like. Or where's the woo? And they said be snowing, you're sucking your money out of you and doing more and more. Get tired of get the money out of you, they need to move on to another one.
See, but look, this the thing though. I know you ain't looking for nothing. Fred, I know you ain't looking for nothing. But like my resume, my track record speaks for itself as far as the person I am. I'm standing up, I stand on what I stand on, I'm honest.
Yeah.
Even when it's against me.
Okay.
But like the thing is, I lost my train of thought because I was trying to look at it.
You all right? Just stay focused. Keep praying while you talk. You'll be okay.
Oh yeah, like I was saying to you. Like, I know you're not looking for nothing, especially based off of what you had told me. But people who play a significant role, I already got a thing in my head on what I'm going to do.
Okay.
For the people who done played a role, in my life. And I want them to be able to reap a benefit off of it financially. Not just emotional and, congratulations or Latour type shit.
Yeah, I got you.
Plus, the work will continue with a person like me. Like, people liable to say anything. But, like I say, you can Google my name and see the stuff that pop up.
Okay.
The prison respect me. They don't mess with me.
Okay.
Because they know I ain't really, shooting for them. I want to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Now, I talk about what they done did, how they did it, the medical issue, when you in the hole behind the door, how they, they handle it,
Okay, well, look here. Did you give your case number to Dr. McCorvey?
Yes, I know about heart.
Okay, good. Give me that case number. Go slow. Okay, go ahead.
It's 0.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
C as in car.
C. Okay. All right.
09. Aura is in run.
Okay.
2.
2.
Yes.
1 2. Okay.
No, it's 225. So that's 0 9 C R 2 2 5.
Okay. I got it. 09.
Douglas County Superior Court. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get ready to send it to you. I'm gonna send you the transcript. It's 4 files.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the police report. I can send you the statements. That I spoke on, the forensic report. I got all that in the email I can send you.
Okay. Okay. Now look. Let me tell you this. First, I admire you for getting up off the mat. When I say getting up off the mat, when they thought they had you down, you went and started bettering yourself, got your information as a paralegal. And that's good stuff, Kevin. In other words, you ain't sitting there for no jail, sitting there eating, and I'm speaking in prison terms, butt bumping, and you know what I'm saying? And it was you trying to get out of there. You learning you're taking what you got and use it, and you got a head on your shoulder. See, you talking in terms, let's for instance, like communicating to me clear, and you use the say for instance like it's a K, you could be as in kiss or C as in car. In other words, you're making it clear and plain what you saying, just like a lawyer. So keep at it, son. You may become, if nothing else, I'm just being positive. You could end up being a lawyer in there, but you keep praying and going forward.
I appreciate it too much, Fred. For real, my big motivation. I was tired of just wanting to go home to with my son.
Right.
I'm growing up without a father. My mom was on the dope. She died when I was turned 9. So my grandma did what she could with all of us, my brothers, sisters, and my cousins. And we had aunts who would help out and whatnot. But I was always one who would always, ponder on things. I ain't just because somebody came with an idea, I don't just follow.
Yeah, you check it out. Yeah.
So that's how I want to know. I didn't ask for a position like this. These guys, they look up to me. I understand why, though, because I be trying to, right? And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
In a place like this, because you got people who getting stabbed up, dying, left or right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why DOJ been out.
Okay. One other thing now. Take care of your money. Don't throw your money away. Use your money wisely. You know what I'm saying? Whoever supporting you, I hope they continue to support you, because that's the key of how you're able to communicate and reach out to me beyond them prison walls. So handle your stuff right.
I wanted to also say like this you mentioned something very vital, because my current girl, she been a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And I be I'm always doing something to return. I don't mind paying that something.
Yeah.
But everybody waiting for me to come up with a date to do the press conference in the district attorney's office. Because in the newspaper, David McDade, the district attorney back then, he played out. He played the federal misdemeanor charges and resigned as the district attorney. Because of taking trips on state money and doing other stuff. Then he got hired in Fayette County, and then got fired, dealing with child pornography.
Right.
And so like this, so imagine that's the prosecution that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got these attorneys that you see on dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just in a cesspool.
Yeah.
And the statement that they made in this newspaper, I still got it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I could prove everything that they said wrong.
Mm-hmm. So
I want to have a press conference and use the remark.
Mm-hmm.
So I can prove everything they said wrong.
Mm-hmm.
By showing evidence.
Okay, Kevin. I thank you for your time, son. Keep the faith, keep working. Pray as you work, pray as you move forward. Keep God in front of you. And I know it's a slow go, but just be patient. And at the time that you look like you may be sitting still, there's things you can do to help yourself. Well, thank you, son.
I appreciate you, though. Real talk, that's fair.
Yeah, look here. I can tell from your consistently calling a man that got so many different irons in the fire. you know what I'm saying? You felt something in your intuition, in your spirit, that we would be able to get this hour and so in. You felt that, and you said, "Look, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep knocking at his door until that door opens up." I appreciate that, son. I appreciate that. All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I have just been talking to Mr. Kevin Upkins. He's incarcerated at Ware State Prison in the state of Georgia, and he has given me information of the impropriety of lawyers and others in dealing with his case. And he's served 14 years now on a how many years sentence?
Life without parole.
Life without parole. Okay, and
no weapon, no video footage, no nothing.
No nothing. Just the only thing they got is what, 3 checks and a money order. All right, with his fingerprints on, but ain't nobody else's fingerprints on it. Look like everybody's fingerprints ought to be on that.
Oh yeah, Mr. Freddie, I wanted to bring a little clarity to them. See, that's what they alleged.
Oh, okay, alleged. Okay.
Yeah, they alleged. Yeah.
Okay.
I know my prints ain't on them.
Yeah.
They haven't given me a proper setting to examine the evidence. This is what they
that's right. That's where the experts that you tried to get hired to see the evidence. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
That's why they played all them games with my expert.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm also going to add to this interview with Mr. Kevin Upkins YouTube videos. He has 4 on YouTube. We're going to add that with this information here, and we will use that also. Again, thank you, son, and stay faithful and keep your head up.
I'll let you know that I call or leave you a voice message or something.
Okay.
When I send it in the email.
Okay. All right. Thank you, son. All right. All right. We just spent some time with Mr. Kevin Upkins, who's incarcerated there in the Georgia State Penal System at the Ware State Prison in Georgia. He has 4 videos. He will give you further insight into him and further insight into who he is. And I'm going to record all 4 of them and add them to this YouTube video. This first one is called Kevin's audio phone with Bamita. Okay, let's turn the volume up.
Say to me, I'm gonna try to keep it brief because I don't have much time left in this phone call. But the sheriff from Douglas County wrote to Atlanta, Georgia to arrest me. Then they took me to Douglas County Jail on December 1st, 2008. An arrest warrant was later filed December 8th, 2008. It's 7 days after the arrest. Be mindful, I never set foot in this town a day in my life. No agency ever attempted to make contact with me. And my information about where I reside, is available if they wanted to do so. I was charged with armed robbery on the security finance business and sentenced to life without parole. When it comes to evidence, there is none. No weapon, no money, no video footage from the business, nor any other business that sit in that plaza. The victim, Tammy James, the only victim, perjured herself. And everything I say, the record can prove. I just didn't know all this at the time of trial. I'm certified as a paralegal now, so I have a different eyesight, but it's after the fact. And I also was denied a fingerprint expert. Now the arrest warrant is supposed to establish probable cause for coming to Atlanta, placing me on arrest. But now I'm in Douglas County Jail. They prosecuted me under a fraudulent indictment. It has no office here from the clerk's office attached thereon. The question is, where is the established proof of a grand jury returning an indictment in case 09, C as in Kent, R as in Ron, 225. But the shenanigans in this case started with Christopher Gardner. You know, he was the lead detective, and he wasn't truthful about how he packaged the only evidence, the checks and money orders on May 2nd, 2008, placed them into evidence storage. But cross-examination revealed that he walked the evidence in to the evidence processor, Edward Reese, 2 weeks after retrieving the evidence from the scene. He received witnesses from the scene who issued statements describing the perp's height, weight, clothing, and height. Neither of the witnesses testified at trial, and Tammy James testified to everything written in their statements in reference to description. I've yet to discover if they even exist. I've tried to locate these people. He has no notes. The detective has no notes to refer to, you know, as far as inventory. And then the breakage within the chain of custody. Well, you know, for more details, you'll have to.
It is the world's
like cornmeal and with okra, and then the old lady ate it.
Okay, we had a little problem there. I'm continuing to, we're going to see can we go back. Okay.
Say the meter.
Okay. When that video concluded, let's go back to Kevin Upkins. Okay. 3 minutes and 32 seconds long. We're going to start the second video. It's probably 10 minutes long. And what we're going to do is try to...
How y'all doing? My name is Kevin Upkins. For many years, people been asking me questions in reference to why I say I'm innocent. So that's the purpose of this documentary. Many people also been intrigued by my efforts, you know. But I want to first highlight the fact that if it was not for education, I would not be able to stand here before you the way I'm about to elaborate. So I don't care about what nobody think about me. You know, some people won't like me because of my skin complexion, my hair, the way I look, you know, the way I talk, where I'm from. But you know, that don't matter to me. What does matter is facts, though. Facts matter. You know, facts can be put on display, scrutinized and cross-examined. Unfortunately, you know, none of that was, you know, afforded me in my trial on account of my defense attorneys. Give a little, you know, factors about the case, you know, they're easy to locate. Is in the Superior Court of Douglas County, Georgia. Case number 09, C as in cat, R as in Ron, 225. It's an armed robbery case. A security finance loan company was robbed 45 minutes west of Atlanta on Fairview Road. I was also charged with a firearm, possession of firearm. This is part one of my documentary. You know, it's pushing on, you know, just start out, you know, questions. Some question like, how your name come up in this armed robbery? What made them come to Atlanta from a town you never been to arrest you? And I want to start my outside with a name. Anthony Cox. He was an ex-associate of mine. I met him in the Carroll County Jail. I had just got sentenced to a drug offense and had to serve 7 years under the Recidivism Act from 2001 to 2008. That was the first of 2 times, this being my second, that I was sent to prison. And in that experience, I knew this wasn't what I wanted. So in that moment, I thought to go legit. But what inspired me was, a few friends from around the way, school, I grew up with, became successful, some platinum selling, artists and music. So that's what motivated me. And I came up with the idea of having my own label and signing someone. And that's where Anthony come in at, because that's where I met him. I vowed to reach out to him once I was released. Eventually I was released. I was in the studio. To my amazement and the neighborhood, everybody was, impressed. And we, talked about the future. But, I did my first show at Club Crucial, that's T.I. Club, and I won. I later, met up with Anthony, and he began to tag along with me and my entourage. And, the west side of Atlanta, Bankhead holds a lot of popular hoods. So he was outsider coming over here and, actually tagging along with me and my partners. You could tell that make him feel some kind of way. You could see it in his demeanor. But because of his actions was not coinciding with what I got planned, what my goals are, I had to disassociate myself with, which leads up to, shortly after, I stopped working with him. Probably about 3 months approximately afterwards, he was pulled over on Six Flags Drive in Cobb County. Inside the car, they pulled him over because the car came back to being involved in a carjacking. So the occupants was him, Anthony Cox and his baby mom. They pulled him out the car. They separated him. He give a false name information. She give his right name and information. They was taken to Precinct 2 in Cobb County. In Precinct 2, he was interviewed. The interview was recorded, and unfortunately, here we are 12 years later, and I still haven't been able to obtain this, DVD with that interview for purpose to see what other kind of information that he spoke of. Because I don't know much what went on in there, but I do know when Detective Kevin Morgan left that room, I was a person of interest. And Detective Kevin Morgan is a Paulding County Sheriff Detective. When they was taken into custody in Cobb County, Detective Morgan was notified. So that's why the interview was conducted there. Now moving on, Anthony offered voluntary information, such as I could tell the detectives about the car. I purchased the car for 1.5 ounces of cocaine. I have stolen laptops, computers in my possession. I sell drugs. I have a caliber weapon in my hand. And when asked if I had any more weapons, he told them that I had just gotten rid of a silver colored handgun. Now, Atlanta Police Department, they was about 10, 11 deep. They escorted Mr. Morgan to my suites in Buckhead. They questioned me about, the carjacking. Long story short, at the conclusion of the investigation, I was ruled out as a suspect. So that was the first agency that I had to deal with on account of Anthony Cox, ruled out as a suspect. Now, they was there at my suites on account of Anthony Cox, which led to an illegal search and an illegal arrest. So that case is Fulton County, which was later dismissed. So this is the second agency that I had to deal with on account of Anthony Cox. I'm in the holding tank waiting to go home once the Fulton County case was dismissed. Okay, I see, I hear my name. Douglas County, they have green and brown uniforms, so I wasn't familiar with that. Calling my name, and I learned that it was an arrest warrant, but I ain't tripping. I was just ready to get out of Fulton County. I figured once they sort this out, I'd be home by morning. So I've been locked up, ever since. I was not given an arrest warrant. As a matter of fact, the arrest warrant was filed 7 days after my arrest. So moving on to the 911 call. Now, when Anthony Cox got pulled over, that was May 13th, 2008. This armed robbery occurred May 2nd, 2008. So the 911 call, May 2nd, 2008. It's a white lady named Tammy James. Hello, please send help. I just been robbed. The information that she disclosed was that 2 black males wearing white t-shirts, no masks, no gloves. They robbed her at gunpoint. And you listening to her in the car, you could tell she was scared. And then when asked if she had any more information in reference to description, she said, I don't know, just please send help. So moving on to the canvassing of the scene. Okay, the detective get there. His name is Detective Christopher Gardner. That's the lead detective in this case. Now the evidence that he accumulated that became of any relevance was 3 personal checks, 1 money order, and $100 bill. Now, as far as the filing cabinets, the money, trays that held the money and the checks, once they was fingerprinted, no print came back. Even the door handle, no fingerprint came back. So they didn't use that evidence. Okay. Now the 3 personal checks, y'all are about to trip out the process in which this went through. Now the 2 main evidences that they had against me were the checks which they claimed my fingerprint was located on, and the in-court identification of the witness, Tammy James. I'll continue later, going on into a part 2. And y'all take care and stay tuned.
All right. Let's go back to Kevin's. We're going to go back to Kevin's videos. Okay, that was the document of how I was charged with armed robbery. Okay, this next one, it runs about 4 minutes or so. I'm interested to see part 2. I imagine that interview that I did with him, they kind of brings in the focus of what part 2 is about as well. But anyway, let's go to this video here.
Everything y'all having plus on unit. Yeah, cups. I got the cups on the bed right now. Just broke down the can and everything. Good. Now y'all, you were calling the shop. Nah, I got it put up. Nah, I got the residue on the bed. I got it put up. Nah, the police coming anyways. I got you though. I got you.
West side Atlanta. It's all 180. And I'm off of Mango Search, y'all. I'm just a product of my environment. Niggas just don't want to be themselves these days. I don't understand. Kicking this shit. I don't understand. Don't count me down, nigga. I ain't trying to eat it. Please don't count me down. Just a few real niggas around. Apply the pressure, then sit back and let these niggas explode. They hold and call these niggas home. Please don't count me down. Just a few real niggas around. And if they hate in Atlanta, hate like switching lanes in the Jeep. They all my real niggas more than the beat. I'm a real nigga. Misunderstood and taking advantage. Will I be damn it? A fatherless child on how I planned it. In the resort, I jumped out the porch, just started stepping. Captain T is the war, and unfortunately part of it. The nigga can't respect it. When you broke, shit can get hectic. A nigga lost heaven, facing jet perplexing. You foolish, you don't learn from mistakes and check your blessing. They charging me like without parole for armed robbery. A young black man in the crime, that's why they target me. And I ain't knowing shit by my rights, so I can hardly see. But when the smoke clear, they ain't clean. Me and my baby cheating like a motherfucker, call me all in. On my leg, I'ma leave the whipping. Lack of stressing got me finessing. I'm grinding and still letting. These crackers just deny my appeal and had me sweating. I like to thank you, Tandre and Jay, for fucking with me. Please don't count me down. Just a few real niggas around. Apply the pressure, then sit back and let these niggas explode. They all hand call these niggas is home. Please don't count me down. Just a few real niggas around. And if they hate in Atlanta, hate like switching lanes in the Jeep. They all my real niggas more than the beat. I'm a real nigga. Everybody issues I'm facing and then sinking. The world weight stuck on my shoulder, although it's shrinking. How many close calls I done had? I'm still blinking. Our relationship is tied and our blood for we ain't sinking. My niece is feeling distant at times, so hard to tame her. All she wanted was a dead in her life. How can you blame her? Remember I was checking you struggle when we were younger. Got the strap on my hip, and some pussy was all I wanted till I caught me a ball. Hit the block and started grinding, learned the value of a dollar. And instant I started shouting. You know I'm a fish, so fuck the nigga who got me. You know how I'm rocking, gave you everything in my pocket. And the way I work my cake on the sales, I know it's shocking. So many think it's over, the reason why I ain't stopping. I'm innocent and now I can prove it, so I ain't stupid. A graduate from Gladstone Career Institution. Yeah, B, J, Tandem. It's just a little something to get y'all by with, right? I'm more valuable to y'all out there than you know. That's why the K Primator. Fuck what you want, break the game off. Shit real new shit. Please don't count me down. Just a few real niggas around. Apply the pressure, then sit back and let these niggas explode. They whole hand call these niggas out.
All right, that was a video of that was recorded by Kevin Upkins there while he's incarcerated. Don't Cap Me Down, Michael Boy at KK. Now this last one here is With Your Boy by Michael Boy. It's another video. It runs 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get it in without a commercial interrupting it. Okay, here we go. Let's restart it.
Straight out there, A-Town. Get it to him, shout it. Say like that when you want, bro. I'm killing these hoes with the clean cut. They get on top where they got the Steve Harvey line going. Skating out like a champ. How them blades ain't moved yet. Doing 20 like a true old school vet. I'm back on the streets. Strategizing, trying to make a loose in me. Never walk on and come up with me. It was all green street sweet. We kick out 40 on the crack, damn it. I never let them play that Grammy. Ain't no surface to hood where it's all good. We burning on livestock. And chew the dirty side with them bird flock. And blow, we got good crop. The evidence, the boss that getting shot. We see no type of money that we ain't got. A city that bang bread, especially in the spot off of Bankhead. what the case said. The evidence to kill that suspense. I'm so gangster, ain't no goddamn sense. So fuck with your what? Fuck with your boy. Yeah, me, man. Fuck with your boy. Hey, man, this is so good. Get the nigga, get a little bit of fun. I ain't gonna work. When I was in there, I told y'all what was gonna happen. It ain't like y'all already know. The kid on date. Respect me. Can it make me get a little bit of fun? Like what I was saying, Reed. For years, she cut it, she appealed to me. The way she rolled that ass was a masterpiece. I call it a casualty. And stepping every stride is so elegant. It's on my every thought that's irrelevant. I still recollect shit. Cause you and me shout used to wreck shit. Yo, slang raw game and built for a little bit. But true, cause you were at home and doing a few deals. When I was stuck in prison, I'm dry till. Fuck it, I love you, dog. But tell them we was thinking them so. I put the candy barrel dead in their mouth. It make my talk down with him. But a million to one, fuck niggas dimmin'. See you laughing, cause you know I'm for real. Right away, let me straight my face. The dime PC lane that I used to date. The road that you had and I'll break away. Consider us even. Like a bitch that ran out with my bread. But we were locked up, I'ma open that help ahead. So fuck with your boy. Hey, y'all. I told y'all, man. Now look, you see the investment that we just made? I took that little bit. Went up in the studio. I had to get a little player partner help from my partner, J. Arrow. They call him J. Starro. Hey, JB Easy. Hey, whatever. Hey, y'all, easy. Yo, you live with me. He came from the circuit, came with me and G. I'm fresh out of prison, what a big relief. What up with my baby girls? He needed to push it, they were lunatic. The way they used to play, they just can't forget. I still know the freaking beat. My dodging these lame niggas in the street. I heard about you, boy, man, he ready to be. Condolences sick. Mookie with Crucial and the ultimate player. Although that monkey shit was giving them hell. Shouty made me live on. I throw a light high in the album. If nobody did shit you care for, that nigga you a heart torn. A nigga still wishing you well. Oh, that indictment daddy land you in jail. Yeah, I heard about the weight change. You went from being big to thinking small. I still would give a fuck, you a road dog. And this about say it all. But ride, you haters, baby, shake them off. You need me, hit me up in that real talk. So fuck with you, what? Yo. Fuck with your boy. So they fuck with your boy. Can a nigga get a little bit of fucking with you? Fuck with your boy. So they fuck with your boy. Boy, fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy. Can a nigga get a little bit of fucking with you? Hey, this shit for real, though. I told her when I came out of prison. I is going down. Hey, they feeling me now. If they did, they doing it up, yo.
Okay, that was a conclusion of 4 videos that Kevin Upkins has uploaded to YouTube. It is part of the file on bringing his case before the public about his situation, and he has served 14 years on a sentence of life without parole for armed robbery. And we are going to be going back and listening to this several times, and we will be putting it out there. And once we get through studying it, I'm going to seek and I reach out to Mr. Michael McCarvey of the National Association of Black Defenders. Let's go back and see can I get him on the phone.
Hey, bro, we're doing a live Zoom. I want you to come in, okay?
Hey, look here. I just got through calling Kevin Upkins. Go ahead. This is part of a live video right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? You gonna be on it?
Yeah. Go ahead. I just got to finish covering him, and I was calling to check in with you to let you know I had interviewed him. I just completed the recording of all the information that he had, plus the videos. And yes. You are in the middle of something right now. You go ahead.
Okay then. All right.
All right, that was Dr. Michael McCorvey. I was informing him that I had reached out to Kevin Upkins and had completed my preliminary interviews and compiling information on Mr. Kevin Upkins. All right, let's go back. All right. We thank you all for tuning in today. This broadcast today has been all about inmate Kevin Upkins' case 09CR225, the documenting how I was charged with armed robbery. On behalf of all of us here at Howcee Productions Gospel Internet Radio on Good Morning Beatrice, Alabama, and me as a media person for the National Association of Black Defenders, we thank you for listening, and we will be sharing this, and we hope that somebody will reach out and say what they will about this, and we hope that Mr. Kevin Upkins' case will get the rightful hearing and he can return home to his family. This has all been brought to you it's about criminal justice and prison reform by the National Association of Black Defenders. How can we help prison reform? Get involved in criminal justice reform. Make our voice heard. End mass incarceration by letting representatives know that we stand for responsible criminal justice policies. Donate, support the Center's project with tax-deductible contribution to help us work for a fair, effective criminal justice system. Join local advocate. You can be an advocate for people that are in prison. Transforming the system, change the system, end police violence and ensure accountability of systematic policing reform is long overdue. How can we change a system that sets up to control Black people by radically dismantling it? One thing I need to bring out is that in this case here, there were several lawyers that Mr. Upkins had, and some of them lied. He gave them money, different things. And guess what? All these different lawyers that be working with him, they be taking so many cases. The lawyer do not have time and the expertise to do the case, do the research, to hire experts. The inmate can pay the lawyer to get an expert, and a lawyer will lie to the inmate like they did to Kevin about what they did. It's just a system of making money off of people that are incarcerated. Why prison reform matters in America. This is a perfect case among many cases why prison reform matters. Re-entry back into society. Some people are able to get their cases heard and get them overturned and come back into society, but even that is a daunting task. To get recertified, when I say recertified, qualified to go back and vote, and there's a laws in this nation that if you got a felony, you can't vote. But anyway, there's all kinds of things that can be done to end that. Ending legal bias against formerly incarcerated people. Some people, when it comes to somebody that's been in prison, that is forever against them. Establish a protected legal status, and how you can battle these legal biases against formerly incarcerated people. Okay, on behalf of all of us here at the radio station, we thank you for listening, and we will get this case before you, God willing, once the National Association of Black Defenders get to listen to the case. All right, thank you. We'll see y'all next time on Good Morning Beatrice, Alabama.
Ren Star said he giving out that food at 1 o'clock.
Huh?
Ren said he giving out that food at 1 o'clock, but it's still raining out there.
Yeah, they told me this morning I was out there. I was the first one in line. I was intending to get in there. They said